Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Luke Who's Talking. I still can't get through that without giggling. I love that name. Alright, so I'm just going to scroll through the questions I had last week and see if I can answer them. Question from Itchy Feet asking, how often do you get itchy feet? Oh, yeah, always. Just always want to be doing something or going somewhere. Okay, G Pino or G Peno. I'm sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. Hi Luke, what is the height of your bed and how much height do you have from your bed to the roof? I'm thinking of building a van like yours soon in Australia. Alright, let me get the tape measure. Bear in mind, my ceiling is 6'9" in this. This is the extra high top. 6'9" ceiling. So the bottom of my bed base is 4 foot, just over 4 foot, 123 centimeters. And then you've got to obviously add your mattress on. But from the bed base to the ceiling, 79 centimeters. 2'7" from the bed base to the ceiling. So I mean, it's you can sit up, you can lay down, you can sit up, but not fully sit up like you would do in a bed necessarily. But if you were in bed watching a film, you know, when you're laid down slightly with your head on the pillow, it's fine. It's fine for me. I think definitely though I would lower it a little bit. So I needed a lot of space in my garage for work stuff, and I'm gonna eventually have shelving in there and stuff. But I would bring it down a little bit, maybe this much lower. Hi Luke, are you related to Eddie Izzard? No, and I had that. I've had that all my life. I had it in school nearly every day. Oh, you're Eddie Izzard's son? Or, no, Eddie Izzard is spelt with 2 Z's, and I am Izard, which is 1 Z. What's your favourite meal to cook in the van, says Sue Bogue. So before I went to Snowdonia in the van with my wife for a week, click on that card if you want to watch the Snowdonia series, I'd only really cooked like pasta dishes. You know, I've done breakfasts and things, bacon and soups and beans on toast and, you know, all the really easy bits. But yeah, it wasn't until we went away to Wales and we cooked some amazing meals. And I think Becca made this really delicious spicy sausage dish. I know she had 2 different types of sausages in it, which was really nice. I think we had gammon in here, and I've cooked chili in here actually. When we move into the van, then I can start experimenting in here. Oh, just can't wait to be able to move into the van. Claire Starkey, who asked me a funny question last week, said she's glad I liked her question. More serious question this week. She says, I don't know about you, but my luck is pretty bad. Practically every time we go off in the van, something always happens. Something breaks, batteries go flat, spring a leak. I even started rolling down a hill once while I was on the loo. Oh no! What did you do? Oh, you'd have to run to the driver's seat with your trousers still down your ankles. Oh no, how horrible. What's your most memorable mishap moment you've had while in a van? It's 2017. I had a little porta potty driving through Spain. I must have hit a bump or something because I think the toilet broke and it spilt its contents all over the floor of the van. And I'm not going to go into graphic detail, but it hadn't been emptied for a while. So I mean, yeah, that was pretty bad. But I haven't had anything like you where the van has rolled off the driveway before and crashed into a classic VW camper that was parked across the road. But I wasn't in the van at the time. That was horrible. Michael Wheatley, what will be your next van? My next van will be an Iveco Daily. It will hopefully be either this shape or the newer shape, but it will be I want to be able to carry more weight, so it will probably be the 5 ton or 7.5 ton. I don't know, just one that can carry more weight. Twin rear wheeled maybe. But yeah, it's got to be the Iveco Daily. It's got to be the extra high top, and it's got to be the long wheelbase. And if I can afford it, on the new shape, they do an even longer, extra long wheelbase. A lot of people get confused with the Iveco Dailies. It's only the new shape that has the extra long wheelbase, and we're talking like this much. But my shape Iveco, it's just small, medium, and long wheelbase. A lot of people get confused with that. So yeah, if I get the new shape, but it's so expensive, I want the biggest possible. But yeah, I think I've answered that question. Damaged goods. If you both enjoy living in the van for the next 12 months after the virus goes away, do you think you'd evolve into Luke's bus/coach life, so you've got more room/storage for you both? I would love to do a a coach. I'd love to do a proper coach or large minibus or something like that. I'd love to play around with a huge amount of space, you know? I don't know if anyone else has watched them, but they don't make any more videos, but Bus Life NZ, a Kiwi couple in New Zealand, got a huge coach that they built, and they travelled for years in it. But yeah, I'd love to do a coach one day, but this van is tricky to get, you know, certain places. So yeah. Interesting question from the Woollycod Wanderers. What was your favourite subject at school and why? I was always I'm not a smart person. I was always quite practical though. I could build things or I could do sports, and saying that, I did enjoy some science. I enjoyed the sort of chemistry, and I still know them. I learned all the chemical symbols, what all the chemical symbols are, and I still remember them to this day. So I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed geography, learning all about rivers and erosion and you know, cliff faces. I also like drama because I also think, because I always thought I could act. I thought I could be a good actor. I still think I could probably act. I'd love to try it, but never going to happen, is it? Just a guy. What religion are you, and how did you and Mrs. Luke meet? What's your favourite movie? Favourite music singer? Whew, what would your superpower be? Wow, lots of questions. Thank you for all them questions. What religion are you? I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. My family are all Jehovah's Witnesses. But when I was a teenager, I left, and I've done my own thing ever since. My wife's Catholic, so we got married in a Catholic church. That was a little bit awkward. But yeah, I don't consider myself religious, but I was brought up in religion. How did you and Mrs. Luke meet? Well, I was in a band. I was in a band called On The Rocks, and we were together for quite a few years. We were a covers band, but yeah, we gigged for years, you know, playing at weddings and pubs and, you know, events, live outdoor open events and things. So I was in a band, and we were playing at a pub one evening, and it was for a birthday party that someone had hired us for a birthday, and my wife knew this person whose birthday it was, and she came and she saw us during our halftime break. Me and the rest of my bandies were sat out in the back garden chatting, getting a bit of air, because you get really sweaty at these gigs. The birthday girl and my now wife came out and sat next to us and started chatting to us, and then I was sat next to Becca, my wife now, and I didn't say a single word to her. I liked her. Obviously I thought she was attractive, but maybe I was a bit shy, maybe, or I don't know, but I didn't say a word to her. But the very next day I stalked her on Facebook, and I found her that way, and started chatting to her on Messenger, and yeah, that's how we met up for a drink. For the first date, I took her out for my favourite meal, which was a curry. Didn't book a table. She wasn't impressed with that at all. It was raining as well, so she waited in the car while I went to the door of the restaurant and said, "Do you have a table free?" I'm not very organised. My wife is an exceptionally organised woman. But anyway, yeah, she wasn't really impressed with me on the first date, but clearly I did enough, because she married me 5 years later or something like that. Been married 1.5 years now. Favourite movie? I'm going to embarrass myself here, but I suppose that's the point of this Luke Who's Talking, so you can get to know me a bit better. I like really cheesy films. I like really cheesy films. In fact, I made a list of it. Let me find it. I can't tell you about these. They're so cheesy. I like cheese, okay? So I'm not going to tell you all of them. I'm too embarrassed. But I'll tell you the good ones first. I like Shawshank Redemption. I like Braveheart, Gladiator, and a couple of cheesy ones are The Man in the Iron Mask, I really like, and Titanic. I really like those films. I've watched them 100 times, but there are lots more that I've watched. And also Walk the Line, which is a Johnny Cash, Joaquin Phoenix film, which brings me on to music. I like 50s. I like 50s rock and roll music, you know, rockabilly, all the blue suede shoes and the Elvis Presleys and the Johnny B. Goods and I like anything 50s, anything 12 bar. And I used to sing a 50s medley when I was in the band. What did we sing? Hound Dog, Blue Suede Shoes, and Twist and Shout. We don't know, 50s, 60s, all that kind of stuff. That's my favourite kind of music. What would my superpower be? Probably flight. It's great questions, thank you. What do you think of an Iveco 2014 at 145,000 miles? Yeah, great, that sounds good. Stephen Marchant, get that. I'd get that. 145,000 miles. It sounds like a lot, but it's not really to an Iveco. 2014 one as well. Get it. Another question about my overhead cupboards, and we have started on the overhead cupboard doors this week. Yesterday, in fact, my wife has made some doors. So I was filming my wife working in the van. So that's something you have to look forward to seeing. So I'm going to leave it there. That's probably about a 10-minute video or something like that. Put some more questions down below in the comments. It doesn't have to be about van life. Ask me whatever you like. And I'll answer them in next Thursday as Luke is talking. So today's Thursday. Monday coming, I made a video all about the camera gear that I use. I'm not a good photographer or videographer, but my camera equipment has evolved since I started YouTube. So I thought I would tell you what I started with and what I've worked through and what I'm using now. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye bye.